Hello there, and welcome to the New South Wales' first MBA game of this new Kanto season. Today, we face a very formidable opponent in Flips. In case you missed the team builder yesterday, a small glimpse of the team is sub-player off Mega Morwile, Choice Scarf Standard Infernape, 2 attack Stride Plate Hydreigon, Reflect Type Spin Starmie, Soft Sandug Trio, and Toxic Recover Credilli. Now, at team preview, I identify a few aspects. His only 2 rockers are the Nidoqueen and the Terrakion, which are the 2 in the center, which helps me out. The team that I feared predominantly was a Choice Band Terrakion with a Choice Spec Sylveon, as identified in the team builder yesterday. Also at preview, because he brings the Talonflame, I know that his Mega Latias has to run Defog, because essentially Credilli or Dugtrio, in his mindset at least, can freely get up rocks on many of his Pokemon. Now, the choice of lead, I was debating this for a while, but originally, I knew that in the team builder, I wanted to have Scarf Infernape as my lead, or when I was building the team more so. He could lead with Talonflame, because he could either Brave Bird the Infernape, or Z Flare Blitz the Mega Morwile, which could also really be bad. Now, to counter this, I identified that my best possible lead is actually the offensive Starmie, as it covers the Talonflame lead, but also both of his Rockers leads. I know that if he leads one of the 2 Rockers, I could probably Scold it, and that way it's a lot more easier for my team to deal with. Starmie as the lead, he leads with his Terrakion. Based on this information, it is either a Band or Scarf set, so I'm just going to click Scold here for free, as he brings in the Lax. Now, I know that his Lax cannot beat my Credilli, so I'm going to go Credilli, as he reveals the Pursuit. Now, this is some nice information here. From that damage, I reveal that he's banded, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the double pivot, or the double back out into Starmie, because I predict one of his Rockers to come in freely here and try to get their Rocks up. And I do get this call correctly, as he does make the double into Terrakion. Now, this turn here, the only real play I have is just to Scold again. Now, I do apologize that I'm pausing, and it's going to be quite laggy, the battle, because of doing that. I'm just still trying to get used to this. So I'm going to click Scold here. My lefties do activate, as he goes for Quick Attack. Now, upon this information, he's either most likely Banded or Sash. The reason I identify this is because of the fact that he has Quick Attack. He could be Banded Quick Attack, but it would not make sense for him to be Scarf Quick Attack, and when I have a Doggy, to freely lock himself in a Quick Attack. Now this turn, I'm going to go out into my Dugtrio and click EQ. He will click CC this turn and drop my Doggy. I will trade my Doggy and Starmie for the Terrakion. The way I sort of see this is that, a bit like chess, Doggy and Starmie are 2 pawns, and the Terrakion's the queen. So essentially I've trapped, or taken down the Terrak to a Sash. Now, I do predict him to predict me to have Rocks on my Credilli, so that effectively Terrakion's now going to be useless because he doesn't really see an opportunity to get that many defogs up. Now my best play is just to go into the Infernape here and click the free U-turn as I am Scarf down. And now what I do is I go into my Hydreigon here because I want to bait in the Sylveon, which will allow me to click Throat Chop on it, but more so I want him to think that I'm going to go into Hydreigon here and U-turn out, so it's a free turn for Spec Sylveon, if he is that set. I don't actually know what he is at this time, so I do go for the Throat Chop here, and he tries to go for Hyper Voice, and shoutouts to Randy, Randy LHD, hold this, because he thinks that Sylveon is a natural Hydreigon answer. It's not. So I now go for Work Up here, because I'm going to see what what he said is. I've sort of got a rough idea that he is a defensive Sylveon, based on that information. He does chuck up a Wish, so I now know that he is most likely Toxic or HP Fire as the last move. And I'm just going for Throat Chop this turn, because I do predict the Lax to want to come in, or even the Latias. I think Latias is actually better to come in this turn. Doesn't have a lot of bulk, but I don't see Latias doing that much in this game. This is where the Dread Plate comes in really handy, is that I now know that even after the Wish, I can take this out with a Throat Chop, which I decide to do. I now know that his next best switch in logically is the Latias, which I'm just going to pivot out hard into my Mega Morwile here. As there's no risk plays, he's forced to go for Draco, as he will probably know now that I'm a boosting item. And this play here, I'm just going to sub, because if he goes into Sylveon, as he does, it's pretty much a free turn now. It's a 50-50. Do I play it off here or do I SD? I think that his last move is more likely to be Toxic, just because if he's not Toxic, he does allow Infernape to set up a free SD. I want to SD here because if I do, the player off then becomes like GG. Which I will make the play now. We do exchange a fair bit of damage on Mega Morwile, but he doesn't have any hazards up, so it's fine. Let us 32%. Sylveon, get good. Tries to bring in the Nidoqueen to revenge it, and from memory, the way in which I sort of thought this was Scarf Nido was that he was Sash Track, which was probably his rocker, which means that he needs a Scarfer on the team just to try to beat Ape and things like that. a Nidoqueen is a very logical Scarf. I do go into Cradily here because it does resist both the Ice Beam and the Earth Power, which is his most logical play. Let's go for the Earth Power. 30% reveals to me that he is a modest Nidoqueen with Sheer Force, but it's not a boosting item because it would have taken more. Now, what this allows me to do is this turn I'm like, right, I don't have Earth Power on this. He's going to switch out and try to predict an Earth Power. I'm just going to click Toxic here. But at the same time, he's actually not Sheer Force. And which Verd reckons that this actually had a major course in the game. I don't think so, because I still make the exact same series of plays. I'm at 76% here. Go for the Toxic. And now, the most broken Pokemon in any league goes for a Draco and I drink it. So it's 56%. I probably would have lived on about 10% rather than 26%, which means that the next turn I'd have to pivot in into Mega Mawile. But I probably wouldn't have, because I know that after 2 Dracos, I just go into Hydreigon and click the win button. Cover is essentially me going, right, now this next turn I'm going to click Worry Seed, because if he is a rest set, I don't want to allow him to get the rest and get back up to full. So the way that Worry Seed works is that if he does rest, he is forced to wake up. So he does get back to full, freely. But in saying that, I can then Toxic him the next turn, because my only coverage move is Ancient Power with the Talonflame. Let's go for the Worry Seed this turn, just trying to bait out what he wants to try to do as he goes down into this Nidoqueen. This Nidoqueen, the ability to become suppressed is actually Poison Point. And this turn, I'm like, alright, let's just see what he wants to do. I'm just going to click Ancient Power here, in case he tries to go out into the Talonflame. He doesn't. Sweet. I'm just going to click Recover again. This is going to become like a little bit of a theme here, where I get back to about 70%, and I sort of misplay here because I should have recovered again to get back up to full, because that way I could have easily taken on the Talonflame. I'm like, you know what? And try and predict if he wants to try to do anything fancy here. He's not going to go out this turn into the Talonflame because he needs Nido alive. Laddie is the most expendable piece. I'm just going to go out into my Mega Mawile here and click Play Rough, which I will do here as he clicks the Ice Beam. There's no point trying to sub and try to be cheeky, because I could have subbed and then Pain Split it on the Laddie, but I could just click Play Rough and finish it off. Now, this game, in my eyes, is pretty much done as soon as this Talonflame goes down. He brings in the Talon. SD's up. Now, I'm trying to think that what he's trying to predict in his head is either Flame Body Burn, or he's trying to see if I'm Sucker Punch, or I'm actually neither. So, I'm just going to go for Play Rough. He does take me out this turn with Flare Blitz, which means that my Infernape is actually the best bring to bring in here. The reason for this, if he was Z-move, he O-code the Cradily, and CC here effectively wins me the game. And there's no point trying to risk anything. Also, with Talonflame at 30%, it does, if it gets forced down here by Scarfape, he doesn't know I'm Scarf because of early in the battle I did outspeed the Terrakion. Now, he thinks as well that the reason I bring it in here is Scarf, which is completely right. The series of plays in my head is this. How do I not choke this game away? I've got this one. It's 3-2 up. He needs to make some very ballsy plays to win. I'm just going to CC here. He goes out into the Nidoqueen, and I'm like, alright, now how do I not choke this game away? I'm at 32%. Poison Point activates, which is sort of annoying, so could have came in clutch, is that Hydreigon wins this. So if he Earth Powers here, I go out into Hydreigon and win, because he cannot touch me. Or, if he goes for Ice Beam here, there's no point going out into Hydreigon trying to stun. I guess I live one, but I don't want to risk that. I'm just going to go stay in and click CC here. I'll take a 2-0 win or a 3-0 win, depending on what he chooses to do here. He does actually choose to click the Ice Beam this turn, which means that we are going to win this battle 3-0. A very nice victory here. Flips is probably one of my bogey teams, as I said in my draft analysis. I am 5-2 against him now, in terms of I am actually the 2 in this scenario. The Scarf Inferno definitely came in clutch, so did Play Rough on the Mega Mawile. Shout out to 6-Foot Hacks yet again for that suggestion. Okay guys, so the New South Wailmers take a 3-0 Week 1 victory, which sort of puts us in the middle of the pack. The weekly recap is a bit different here in the NBA. If you don't follow the Twitter or the Facebook, I will follow myself on Twitter. I will be tweeting out the graphics onto my account. I definitely retweet everything the NBA does. I also manage the NBA Twitter itself, so gotta plug somewhere. But it puts us sort of in the middle of the pack. Next week we play Roaring. Roaring's got a really threatening Coco Lucha Mega B team. I did draft it. If you guys watched the draft recap, you would have seen what he's another very interesting game next week. The other thing I sort of want to highlight is that make sure to follow on the socials. If you guys enjoyed the bit more in depth, I had a whole bunch of notes that were like 1,000 words long. Happy to link them in the description if people really want to read them. But I think that I condensed them down a lot better because I just had to speak at the flow of the battle. If there's definitely anything else, like tips-wise, you want to give me, shout out to Dan and Aaron2420. Always give me feedback on my videos. God bless you too. Big fans, big fans. As well, shout out to High Velocity Boy for the little sidebar thing. It's really, really nice. Now, if you do want a logo, hit up Bill Standish when it comes to Draft League logos. Both myself and Flips' logos were done by Bill. I know this for a fact now. When you commission Bill, just make sure. Sometimes spelling is a bit hard for Bill. I know this for a fact because he once thought that Rotom Frost was spelt Rotom Fridge. Bill, it's Rotom Esky. It's definitely something where Podonison puts his drinks. It's Rotom Esky. Make sure, if you think we should ban Credilli from format because it took a Mega Latias hit, we should ban it, in my eyes. It's broken, it's NU, we need to ban it. Get rid of it. Till next time, guys. Peace.